Well, hello.
Now we're back for real this time.
You're not on. There's something about your mic. Oh, there we go.
Now we're back for real this time.
For real. For realsies. I can just never get over the fact that people give us such a hard time about being 1 minute late.
I think it's just fun for them at this point, which
think
is
it is.
right. That's how it is. Sorry,
That's quite all right.
I'm dying.
So I just don't understand, but whatever. So welcome, guys. It's 8 days before.
For World Championship.
It's insane. Somebody posted that
It's
today. I was
kooky
like,
talk.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was close, but realizing that it's 1 day over a week away is crazy. So
Actually, 1 week from now, I'll be in St. Louis, or pretty darn close to it, or in the air
You're
somewhere from here.
Oh, you're flying in?
Mm-hmm.
Taking the bus home though?
Yep.
All right.
That bus ride, though.
So we have a lot to talk about tonight.
Only 4 events this past weekend, but they were some good events, and we have a ton to talk about.
They absolutely were.
Each one.
So before we get things started here, we just like to let you know that you can get in contact with us 2 ways throughout the show. If you'd like to email us, you can email us at mikeandjustinitm@gmail.com, or you can tweet at us at FRCTop25. So yeah, if you like anything to add, please contact us.
Anything you want to ask, or we'll still have time to talk about just some random first community stuff at any point during the show. Just send us an email, and we'll find time to make sure we cover that.
Definitely. Also, as always, big thank you to VexPro just for all that they've done for us and continue to do. And we just are very blessed and thankful for their sponsorship.
And we certainly hope that we can continue this partnership into next season.
Absolutely. There you go. There's that. I don't know if I've gotten confirmation from Pat yet, so I won't announce that maybe. But let me just.
Speaking of Pat Flynn, he deserves a ton of credit for helping us get ready for the show tonight. We've really spent the last few hours here getting ready, and
That's what you stole my thunder, because I was going to thank you and Pat for the past 2 weeks. You guys have just really killed it.
and thank you, Mike, for the past season. We make such a good team.
There you go.
That's why
you guys have been
work so
putting in
well
the extra
together.
effort these past couple weeks here, putting that in. So thank you guys.
So is this shirt live?
No, it's not.
Okay. So do you want to? So at the end of the show, by the end of the show, we'll put up a link in the chat or whenever you can make that happen in your free time while you're operating that side of the show.
And I can also I'll pull up the. You want to show them now, and then we can make it
have a
live
picture?
a little later. Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
I just got to find it. Just give me
Oh.
a second. So go ahead and explain what we're going to show them.
Oh, so we have our 2014 version of the FRCTop25 T-shirt available at FRCTop25.com.
So here will be the back of the shirt.
So that's the back?
Let me take that down. Hold on.
VexPro
There we
logo not so prevalent.
And it'll look. It looks a little choppy there just because it's through the internet. But I promise it's clear.
Similar to last year's shirt, but it just has all the final 2014 rankings on the back, has our logo on the front, so that'll be available for purchase at the end of the show.
Yeah. So we've sold quite a few of the 2013 ones. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about these, and it'll be really cool.
And all proceeds, of course, go to helping us out running the show
Mm-hmm.
and all that fun stuff. So at the end of the show, I think maybe we'll talk a little bit about maybe what our plans are for World Champs. But until we get to that point, we have 4 district championships to go through.
Absolutely. So kind of the style of these, what we're going to do is we kind of did a little bit last week, but it's kind of like just a little narrative, and we're going to tell you a little story, I guess. And
The story of the event, the story of the elimination rounds, really what we focused on here. We try to touch on, if not every match of eliminations, at least every round of the eliminations, whether it be quarterfinal match 1, 2, 3, or 4, and all the way through to the finals. So.
That's a great catch, because I was going to ask somebody to proofread it, and they found one. All right, so I will fix that. So
That was a prototype.
it's a prototype. Good catch. Thanks, iRobot. So yeah, the appropriate one will be up ASAP. I was going to say, so yeah, like you said, we're going to hopefully touch on each elimination match, if not most of them. And that's why we always welcome feedback from you guys and stuff during the week. That way you guys can help us fill us out. So we apologize if we don't get to every team or mention every scenario or every and anything that happened, but we'll do our best.
All right. And before we start, Mar, I just have to say that I was at the Mar Champs this past weekend. It was a great time. I got to thank Libby and the rest of 1923 for hosting me, saving me a little bit of money, so I appreciate that. It was a great time. The teams were great. Got to talk to some people from 1218. Cody Bird I got a chance to talk to. I saw Ryan Hall there from Pescac. Talked to Brian Lucas from 365 Mo, who I haven't seen in a while. So it was a great time. But without further ado, are you ready to recap?
Oh, something's not right there. I don't know if it's 195 or 125. So those are the two things we need to look at.
Yeah, that's gotta get. It's 125 for the neutrons.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's the Cyber Knights there or the.
Yeah,
neutrons.
we'll figure it out.
Okay, so remind me of those things.
Might be up tomorrow.
So
Okay.
Mar. So 55 teams took the field in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to fight for the title of the 2014 Mar District Championship. Each team saw a total of 12 qualification matches, and each one helped them write the story of this championship event.
After qualifications were over, it was 2180 Zero Gravity who took the top spot, boasting a record of 10-2, and used 690 assist points to break the tie over the number 2 seed. When the alliance selections came about, the number 1 seed had a little trouble finding a partner with their first pick.
After attempting to select 225, 2590, and then 1640, it was 222 the Tigertrons had finally accepted the invite from Zero Gravity. They added Hall of Fame Team 365 to round out the alliance.
In quarterfinal match 1, it was the 1 seed versus the 8 seed of 2495, 3929, and 1712. In the first match for the top seed alliance, it was 2180 who inbounded. They did the ever-popular robot makeout with 365 Mo, a robot everyone wishes to make out with, I'm sure, who established themselves in the middle zone before trussing. 222 picked up the final leg of the cycle, depositing the ball into the high goal.
For the 8th seed in quarterfinal 1, 1712 handed the inbounding responsibilities. The cycle went through 2495 in the middle and 3929 to close it out for the 8 seed in blue.
The final board showed a lopsided win for red, but after a ref huddle, which occurred after every match at Mar eliminations to ensure the scores were right, a missed assist for blue was added, but it still wasn't quite enough as the number 1 seed edged out a tough-fought victory, 195 to 192.
In the second match, all 6 teams took one ball, and the Red Alliance all executed in the high goal, while 1712 added a low goal auto ball for blue. It was the same strategy for both Alliance once again, with 222 closing for red and 3929 closing for blue. Both Alliance played well again, but with the strong auto, number 1 seed was able to take the second win and move on to the semifinals.
Moving to the other side of the bracket for a couple matches, we have the 4 seed of 1640, 869, and 1923 versus the 5 seed of 1089, 193, and 484. In auto, all robots in red were responsible for 1 ball, while it was 193 running a 2 ball for blue and 1089 responsible for the other. 484 was staged nearby for the mobility bonus.
Both alliances made all their high goal shots, while all 3 found the hot goal for red side, giving them a perfect score going into teleop. 1923 played some great defense in the first match, but the blue alliance added some D of their own, dislodging the red ball and forced the 4 seed to track it down.
Late in the match, with a full 3-assist cycle, 193 was able to score into the high goal, and it proved to be the difference maker as the 5 seed took the first match in another close battle, 201 to 185.
In the second match, the same story for the number 4 seed, all robots taking 1 ball in auto, but a switch up by 193, who was only taking 1 this time, and 484 taking 1 as well. The 4 seed goes 3 for 3 again, while blue missed 1. It was quickly cleared, however, and both alliances started their cycles.
The Red Alliance saw 1923 inbounding to 869 Power Cord, who tossed the truss easily for 10 points. 1640 was the finisher this time. In the final 30 seconds, with the 4 seed needing a win to stay alive, blue added a full assist cycle to stay ahead. Red countered with a truss toss, but with 2 assists on the board, time expired.
After the final buzzer, the referees gathered around 1640 and noticed a pneumatic fitting that had been damaged in a violent collision involving a Blue Alliance appendage. A tech foul was applied, and the 50 points for red pushed his quarterfinals to a deciding third match.
In the 4 versus 5 rubber match, 193 decided to run the 2-ball again, and it worked out well. The difference in this match came on the red side during auto, where a missed shot turned out to be the difference maker. Some tough defense by Blue caused the 4th seed to use nearly half the match attempting to clear the missed ball, and they just couldn't recover. 171-118 was the final score in the favor of the 5 seed, and they moved on to the semifinals.
It was 2 versus 7 in the quarterfinal match number 3. The number 2 seed of 1257, 293, and 303 faced off against the 7th seed of 2590, 11, and 341. On the 2 seed, all 3 robots were shooting 1 ball in auto, while over on Blue, 2590, Nemesis was shooting 2 and 11 taking the other. 341 started in the goalie zone this match. Red Alliance executes, Blue executes, and it was 70-70 coming out of auto.
Up against that low goal, it was 2590 finishing for Blue. They just do not miss from that spot. Over on the red side, it was 293 ending the cycle with a ton of backspin on that ball up into the high goal. The difference in this match was the experience on the 7th seed as everyone stuck to that basic strategy, and 11 and 341 seamlessly swapped roles based on the defense being played against them. They needed every bit of that, though, as Red played equally well, but fell just short of getting the win, 190-210.
In the second match in this set, 341 joined their alliance in the white zone for auto, looking to add mobility points as 2590 shot 2. The Blue Alliance misfires an auto with 2590 and 11, each missing 1. 341 clears the ball, as did 2590. The Red Alliance wasn't without issue either, with 293 getting stuck on the field border for a bit. 303 helped to get them free, however. The Red Alliance pulled ahead late, trying to push the series to a third match, but a foul assist ended by 2590 in the high goal pushed Blue ahead and into the semifinals with a 187-151 victory. Lots of close matches in Mar.
The last of our quarterfinal matches saw the 3 seed of 225, 1218, and 357 versus the 6 seed of 56, 25, and 1279. The Red Alliance shared equally the auto responsibilities as each robot took 1 ball, while 1279 ran two for the Blue Alliance and 56 added another. 25, however, was ready to run the mobility bonus for 5. All 6 robots executed beautifully, with the Red Alliance putting up a perfect auto, and it was 75-65 coming out of autonomous.
1218 took the inbound and trust for Red, and going for quick cycles, 225 deposited the ball into the low goal. 357 playing strong D. On Blue, 56 running a similar strategy as 1218, inbounding and trusting neither tossing to the human player, and 1279 running some defense. The Red Alliance was able to get 357 into the mix for the added assist points, and it made the difference in match 1, with Red taking the win, 227-138.
In match 2, it was the 3 seed missing 2 auto balls while Blue missed 1. Both alliances cleared very fast, however, and began their cycles. 1279 tossed the truss, and 25 opened their net the first time I saw it all weekend to catch the truss toss. 25 then gave the ball to 56, who scored it up high for the only perfect cycle of the elimination rounds. Red, however, fought back with a good low goal recovery after a high goal miss with a full assist and eked back out front. The 6 seed added a couple low goal cycles, but the 3 seed was able to stay out front as the match ended.
The score was close, but a ref discussion added to the drama. After a long discussion and surveying the 56 machine for damage, the penalties were announced that each alliance served a 20-point penalty, and Red moves on with a narrow 174-164 victory. Before we discuss the semifinals, is the perfect cycle worth enough points?
I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. It's so rare that it happens, and when it does happen, it's worth 10 more points, right? Than the same cycle without the catch. So how is it even possible that 10 points is equal to the difficulty of, say, tossing the truss, right? Because points should be awarded,
right,
or ideally should be awarded based on difficulty. So if tossing the truss is 10 points and catching a truss toss is viewed as the same difficulty, I think that's a mistake. I think catching is harder and it should be worth more points.
I think you texted or Facebooked us when you were there and just saying that you were just like, the perfect cycle is not worth enough. And I think it's something that has never really come up between us before. And I was like, I think you're right. Like, I think it absolutely should have been, or whatever, more points, than it is. Or if you do it, you get an extra 10 points or whatever like that. Do you think the points in itself is not worth enough? You're talking about the perfect cycle, right? Completely?
Yeah.
The
so
most points you can get.
Toss, catch, high goal.
So if they do that, then there should be an added bonus.
Yeah, there should be an added bonus, right? Because you could obviously toss, catch, and put in
Right.
the logo. That's not a perfect cycle.
So you're not saying that like the catch should be worth 20 points. You're saying that the perfect cycle should be.
Well, both, right? So
Yeah.
the catch should be worth a little bit more, but the team update came out today and said they're not changing points for championships, so that's not going to happen. But I think there could have been an added bonus for the perfect cycle.
Yeah.
another 10 points.
I think
or
that's really
something.
interesting. Yeah, that'd be.
Got to get us on the game design committee. All right. So the semifinals in Mar.
There we go.
Semifinal 1, match 1 was replayed due to an unspecified field fault, which may have caused the issue that we saw with 365 not moving in the first semifinal 1, match 1. However, it was 365 missing a shot on auto, while the 5 seed was perfect, giving them the lead coming out of auto in the replay. 365 was stuck on the logo for a bit, but 222 comes in to rescue them, and both alliances start to cycle.
A full assist logo cycle got things started for Blue, and they extended their advantage. 484 was doing the inbounding with 1089 trussing. With a fully let goal with 30 seconds left, 193 fought through some heavy defense by the 1 seed and smartly scored it in the low goal. Red Alliance trusses late but can't finish the cycle, and the Blue Alliance, looking for the upset, takes the first match 162 to 106. Excuse me.
In semifinal 1, match 2, 193 running their consistent 2-ball for Blue nailed them both, while their partner adds another, and the Red Alliance makes 2. What? Oh, the Red Alliance made 2 balls. Sure.
There you go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep going. If there was an Achilles heel at Mar, it's the missed auto ball. It hurt the 4-seed, and it nearly took 25 seconds for the Red Alliance to clear their mess. Blue Alliance was able to take a full assist cycle to the high goal.
Both alliances seemed to struggle in this match, and neither were able to get things going. Blue missed an opportunity to make a blowout lead, but luckily it didn't matter as they were able to complete the upset 161 to 101 to earn their spot in the Mar District Championship Final.
In semifinal 2, match 1, we saw the Red Alliance take the win 186 to 118, and the 7 seed was looking to punch their ticket to the finals in match 2. The Blue Alliance had 225 running their 2-ball in auto, but they missed fire on 1, and all 3 went in for Blue. Red had the advantage out of auto, and 341 was doing the inbounding to Team 11, who was tossing the truss, and Nemesis just did not miss to end the cycle.
The Blue Alliance fought back. Some great driving by 1218. Vulcan Robotics to get through the defense keeps them in it. 225 had an opportunity to keep it close. But the low goal isn't always as easy as it looks. Both alliances added some two assist cycles with some truss tosses. But when the clock read 0, it was 165 for Red and 138 for Blue to send the number 5 alliance to the finals.
Make sure I'm on the right side. Yeah.
13.
There were some great storylines in the finals. Was the 5 seed strong enough to take the win? After a grueling district season, would all 6 robots hold up in the finals? Perhaps the best storyline was the face-off between Team 11 Mort and their sister team Mort Beta 193. Both teams wanted to win, and it was going to be a battle. In the first match, the Red Alliance with 193 played lights out. 341 had some comms issues that kept them out most of the match, and the 5 seed took the advantage, winning 241 to 195.
In match 2, the drama was high, and everyone knew what was on the line. The match was close the whole way, and after a late truss by the Red Alliance, the crowd waited and halted with a halted breath to see the result. When the score was shown, it was just 1 point that kept the number 5 seed from taking the championship, falling to the number 2 seed 175 to 176. The crowd went crazy, and the 6-minute field timeout gave everyone a chance to catch their breath as they waited for the deciding third match.
Both alliances came out playing to win. Coming out of auto, it was 75 to 70 as all 6 balls found the high goal, and the cycle started immediately. 484 kept the 5 seed in the game, playing some wicked defense on 2590 as they attempted to finish each cycle. With less than 60 seconds left, the Red Alliance added a full assist cycle to jump out to a 152 to 126 lead. It looked as though Red Alliance could have made the game-winning truss shot at the end. However, it was 2590 who broke free late to finish a full assist cycle into the high goal and tipped the score in favor of Blue as time expired, giving the Mar District Championship to Team 2590 Nemesis, Team 11 Mort, and Team 341 Miss Daisy.
There you had it.
Woo!
Wow. That's Mar. So, some final thoughts maybe on Mar? What do you got? You kind of shared some at the beginning, but
yeah. So I thought to start with a little bit more of the backstory, I guess the venue was really cool. It was at Lehigh University in Pennsylvania, and the field was kind of down in a bowl. So like the closest seat or the front row seat was elevated.
That's awesome.
8 to 10 feet above the field. So everyone was kind of looking down in. All the pits were also in that bowl, kind of circling the field almost. It was really cool. The teams were great. Everyone was super nice, and the competition was definitely fierce. We'd be remiss if we didn't make a congratulations to the Chairman's Award winning teams at the Mar Districts, going to 1218 Vulcan Robotics and Team 303, the test team, who will compete at the World Championships for the coveted Chairman's Award.
There you go. So the other side note is when I first caught wind of that winning alliance, but before then, to see 25-90, 11, and 3-41 on the same team, like in years past, there'd be no way. That'd be like an IRI alliance almost,
Mm-hmm.
But just unfortunate for a little bit of struggles this year for Miss Daisy. But congratulations to them, obviously. They got a great robot to win it. So. Yeah,
it really started with the number 1 alliance kind of scorching the earth a little bit, keeping the potential powerhouses from gathering at the top. In 25-90, man, when they picked 11 and then the number 8 seed with 2 picks didn't select Daisy, I knew that the 7 seed was probably going to select Daisy, and then everyone would have a real hard time taking the win after that. But you got to give a lot of credit to the finalist alliance. I thought that second match they had they were 1 point away. Man, it was super
crazy.
intense. But congratulations to all teams, and look out for Mar District teams as you browse the division, the championship divisions when they finally come out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was really happy that you went. Like, I was kind of bummed that you that you guys got to go, or that you got to go, and I had work and stuff. But I'm really glad you went. We've been trying to get down there for years now, a couple years now, and really glad that you were able to go.
Yeah, it was great. Also, Libby makes a good point. More and more Beta kind of had this celebration circle going on at the end of the field. So to see a team, I mean, they're sister teams obviously, so they're obviously very close. But to see those teams come together and kind of celebrate the accomplishments of their program, both 11 and 183, was really cool.
Yeah. All right. So, shall we move on
to New England?
Do you need a water break?
No, I'm good.
Water.
No. Bummer.
What?
I don't have water.
Oh, okay.
You do.
I do. Would you like some?
No, that's okay. You'll get sick.
Let's turn that up. All right, so let's move on. So that was the Mar District recap. We're going to move on to New England.
53 teams gathered at the Gannis Arena in Boston, Massachusetts for the first annual New England District Championship. Many teams had their sights set on securing the first New England Championship banner, but only 3, maybe 4, teams could have come out on top. Each team saw a total of 12 matches, and with so many good teams on the field, there was little room to make up for an error, and each team knew that they had to make each trip onto that field count.
The atmosphere in Boston was electric, with Blair introducing the teams and the AV crew breaking out a spotlight. It was just a matter of time before some team stepped up and into the spotlight.
So it hasn't happened often, but it seems like a goalie bot actually may have made a difference in New England.
Shall we show it? Oh, this has been something we were talking about all season and debating if it'd be worth it, but 40-48 was able to extend their robot into the scoring path and deny the opposing alliance auto points. We actually have footage of this. It's on loop, so we'll probably show it 3 or 4 times because it's only 2 or 3 seconds long. But here you go. I think we're able to talk over it as well. So
this is the future of our show. Oh, rejected.
Boom.
Rejected.
Look, this guy's so excited, right? Look at it. 40.
He knew it. He knew it's coming. He's like, yeah, sure, shoot. Go ahead, shoot. So this is the future of our show, by the way. We're playing clips, and then we're just going to talk over it. We need a telestrator. That's what we really need.
Do.
Telestrator would be sick.
That'd be awesome. So
I'd get lost in the telestrator.
He would. He would draw little doodles. All right. So
after each team had their 12 matches, everyone stepped back to take a look at the rankings. I don't think anyone was surprised to see 195, the Cyberknights, on top. With their numerous district wins and holding one of the top slots in New England, there was certainly a target on their back. 195 was able to step up and conquer the challenge.
After 195 secured the top slot, it was quickly becoming a question of who could best fill the second role on their alliance. In a theme that has become quite common this year, 195 did not just reach down and extend an invite to the number 2 seed because they were the next best seed. They made the choice that they felt would best help their alliance. And that team was 558. On the second time around, they rounded out the alliance with a rookie team, 51-22. How cool it must have been to be a rookie playing with the likes of 195 in New England.
New England saw very little picking within the top 8, and somehow the 11th seed didn't even get the chance to play in the elimination rounds.
I cannot imagine being the 11th best seed and not getting the chance to play in eliminations. I think this just speaks to the magnitudes of this year's game, how it is more important than ever to have an alliance that works well and complements one another, not one made up of the best individually performing teams.
The number 2 seed, however, quickly picked up the team in New England that has brought home the most blue banners this season, and that, of course, is Team 125, the Neutrons. Somehow they had some difficulties through quals and only seeded 14th, still an impressive performance at the championship event.
The number 2 seed rounded out the alliance with 40-48, a team that was one win over 500 for the season, but needed an impressive push at the end. I got to stop because I just remember how they're doing Cheesy Vision?
Mm-hmm.
Can they use Cheesy Vision for goalie bots? They must.
Sure, yeah.
That would be game changing, I think, for goalie bots, because they're all blowing up the chat saying that they rejected both balls on a 2-ball auto.
Rejected.
So I think maybe that's how they're doing it. Maybe
Maybe.
that's how they did it with Cheesy Vision. I don't know, but I think that's awesome. I'm sorry. Continue.
The rest of the line selections went off without a hitch, and after all the dust had settled, there was only one rookie left in the tournament in what seemed like an uphill battle for all the alliances.
Sorry. Our final New England alliances saw no declines and only 11 4-digit teams competing. I know that this used to be much more common, but with all the high-digit team numbers today, this is pretty astounding. Quarterfinals 1 saw some of the most impressive swings that I have seen this season. The first match saw the number 1 seed come out ahead by 140 points. They looked almost unstoppable in this performance. But in the next match, out they fell to the number 8 seed by almost 140 points themselves. This is a dynamic game where a subtle change in the field can totally change the outcome that we see.
Going into quarterfinal 1, match 3, most outsiders would have seen a toss-up. Both teams had taken a match by 140 points. The question was just who could repeat it a second time. The number 1 seed came out and showed why they earned that ranking, powering themselves to a 100-point win.
Quarterfinal match 2 saw similar swings to that of quarterfinal 1. The number 4 seed of 8-11, 78, and 7-16 traded the first 2 matches with 15-19, 34-67, and 58. Once again, it was a quarterfinal going 3 matches, though this one was a bit more expected to seeing that the 2 alliances were seated closer to one another.
The deciding match saw the only upset of the quarterfinals, and it didn't even take 3 matches. The 7th seed of 35-25, 21-68, and 2-28, Gus, were able to overcome the heavily favored 2 seed, winning in 2 high-scoring matches.
We may have given away the results of quarterfinal above, but when you hear that 177 was on the 3 seed, I don't think anyone would bet against their ability to make a strong performance at championship events. 177 joined forces with 230 and 40-55 and powered to a 2-match win against the 6 seed of 1073, 131, and 175. Well, this quarterfinal match saw the lowest winning match score so far this tournament. We all could see the wheel spinning and knew that the number 3 seed was going to be a force to be reckoned with.
After some long and challenging quarterfinals, one could say that the semifinals were much more walk in the park, taking only 4 matches and only seeing one of those go over 200. It was clearly a defensive matchup in the semis. The first match saw the 1 and 4 seeds battling it out. The 1 seed challenged anyone to question their ability to win and took both matches by over 50 points.
The second semifinals was a much larger spread on paper, with the 7th seed looking like they were in trouble before it even started. But out on the field, it was a different story. The 7th seed went out there and showed the number 3 what they were made of. Although they were not able to pull out the win, both matches ended a cycle or 2 apart in score. Sorry, I missed each of them.
Welcome to the finals!
The finals were jam-packed with top talent, and there were 7 district wins and 5 district finalists on the field. These finals may have solidified what everyone already thought or knew about New England. They play lockdown defense. In the first matchup, the 3 seed held the 1 seed to only 78 points. Coming out of auto, having scored 2 of 3 balls and being held to just 78 points is an impressive part of the effort of the opposing alliance.
Watching these matches, I'm not sure how some of these teams have robots left. There were some bone-crushing hits out there. But even during this defensive battle, the number 3 seed was able to push through and score 154 points. With the number 3 seed sealing the win in the first match, up all the attention turned to the second. Coming out of auto in the second match, number 3 seed once again found themselves out ahead by a single score. They knew what they needed to do to lock down the win. With 195 experiencing some difficulty, the field turned to a 3-versus-2 match, a 3-on-2 match, matchup with the third robot able to pick. The third robot able to run a pick for his partners and free up space on the field.
The missed auto ball proved to be too much to overcome, and the 3 seed put on a show to win it all. Congratulations to the first New England Championship winners, 230, 177, and 40-55. I tell you what, those missed auto balls are going to be a thread throughout this entire show.
I wonder what these are for then. Because we also have them here. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, you're good. I'm sorry. So those are your champs, are 230, 177, and 40-55. But also congrats to the chairman's teams of 78, 811, 2067, and 2648. Why do they have 4 and Michigan only had...
You mean Mar?
Mar only had 2. Is it just because the amount of...
Yeah, just based on like what they used to have and like based on regionals they used to have and how many people already qualified and all sorts of stuff.
So that is New England. So quite New England was kind of making a little name for themselves this year. A lot of good robots up there and a lot of great matches as well. So I'm going to talk about, I wrote a note, we're going to talk a little bit about districts and what they mean in years to come. But yeah, sounds good. So, all right. Any other final thoughts on New England? Bum, bum, dum.
I don't think there were any shockers out there as far as New England goes. The matches were certainly tough and hard fought, and 195 going to the finals was a bit surprising. I think maybe 125 could have been kind of the surprise of the of the event, getting knocked out in the quarterfinals after having won 3 districts and a district chairman's award. But aside from that,
Why do you mean 195 was a surprise?
What?
195 was a surprise. Getting to the finals.
Probably not a surprise. Did I say a surprise? I'm going
I
to say
think
not a surprise.
Not a surprise, yeah.
But a surprise was definitely 125, maybe getting knocked out in quarters.
Yeah, I mean, there was outcry when they were ranked so low in the top 25. Yeah, I think that would be, the surprise of that weekend. Okie doke.
But Bobcat Robotics, have to say. Interesting. Winning at Granite State, winning at Hartford, winning the regional championship.
You think we'll see him on Einstein again for like the umpteenth time?
I don't know about that, but definitely, happy to see them doing well again, and they certainly know how to win at the highest level, so we'll see. Interesting.
I wanted to just see something. Where are we? Oh, yeah. So who ended up picking? We ended up picking 125 then. Oh, they got the 14. That's not right.
What?
I forget it. Let's move on. I spent 1153. Who was ranked? Second. So 1153 was ranked second and picked 125. Good choice. The season they had this year. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. Ooh, you have a lot of emails.
This is the Mar email. So Mar Informer sent us one interesting note, just jumping back to Mar for a second, was all 12 teams that made it to at least to the semifinals at Mar Champs qualified for World Champs.
Say it again.
So all 12 teams that made this at least the semifinals qualified for World Championships.
All right.
So that's pretty cool.
It's pretty interesting. It's a good fact.
I like those little facts.
There's little facts that we, just not
we would
being
never
in the
know.
district and tracking down all that stuff. So that's why we always encourage. All right. So moving on, I guess we'll talk about the Pacific Northwest up next. All right. So playing 12 matches seems to be the theme this past weekend, and it wasn't any different than the Pacific Northwest Championships in Portland, Oregon. Going undefeated at a championship is tough, and the best any team could do here was 11 wins and just 1 loss, accomplished by 33-93, the Horns of Havoc.
With their top spot, they earned the right to select first and chose 44.88. They also earned the right to choose last and added 12.94 Top Gun to complete their alliance. They went into the quarterfinals feeling as though they had the right pieces to win.
Quarterfinal 1, each alliance missed an auto ball, but both cleared quickly to keep the match close. 9:48 was inbounding and passing claw to claw in the air to 24.71. Team Mean Machine would toss the truss to the human player, and then 9:55 would finish the cycle for blue.
For the number 1 seed, it was 12.94 taking the inbound. They were quickly passing to Shockwave, who have a great truss toss of their own. And then it was up to 33.93 to finish the cycle for red. It was neck and neck the entire way until the last 20 seconds, where the number 1 alliance was able to put together 2 wicked fast cycles to win the match, 179 to 116.
In match 2, needing a win, the 8-seeded blue alliance knew they would have to be perfect. In auto, however, a missed shot cost the 8 seed dearly. By the time the ball was cleared, the underdogs found themselves in a 50-point deficit.
Learning to play with your new alliance partners takes time, and the number 1 seed shortened that learning curve in match 2. Each robot settled into their roles quickly, and they never looked back. The blue alliance never got closer than 40 points, and the number 1 seed moved to the semifinals.
In the second quarterfinal series, we saw the 4 seed of 29-28, 35-88, and 45-59 play it out versus the 5 seed of 15-95, 38-12, and 24-12. Then the 4 seed nails all 3 balls in auto, while the 5th seeded blue alliance misses 1. The advantage in match 1 was for red. Was short-lived, however, as blue battled back with some tough defense and consistent truss tossing to take the win.
In the second match, with red needing a win, they stepped up their game big time. They played smart and hard from auto to end game, and with the help of a penalty, they were able to increase their score by over 100 points for match 2 and sent this quarterfinal round into a third match.
In the go-or-go-home rubber match, both alliances failed to capitalize early. Both alliances missed 2 auto balls and had only one made. I think that's what it's saying.
No, and had only 1 missed instead of 2.
Both alliances missed 2 auto balls and only had 1 missed. This match may have been over before it started. The blue was up 30-15, headed into teleop. That's pretty low for.
Yeah.
Both alliances had cleared their misses quickly, and the cycles began.
The difference in the match occurred as the 30-second buzzer sounded. Both alliances had accumulated 3 assists, and red was leading 75-72. The blue alliance was able to score into the high goal in the face of heavy defense, while the red alliance had done what seemed smart at the time, scoring into the low goal to ensure the assist score. However, 30 seconds later, it was those 9 points that ended up making the difference, with the blue alliance taking the win, 122 to 117.
The third quarterfinal series was the number 2 seed of 49-11, 488, and 40-77. And they took on the 7 seed of 997, 40-61, and 25-57. It was a well-matched out coming out of auto in match 1, as all 6 balls were scored, and it was 65-65 as teleop began. 997 was taking the inbound for blue. 25-57 would take possession in the white zone before feeding the closer, 40-61.
For red, it was 40-77 taking the inbound for the number 2 seed. 488 X-Bot would take the possession next and toss the truss for 10, and 49-11 would finish the cycle. Halfway through the match, 25-77 was out of commission for blue, and by the time they got reorganized, the red alliance had kept swinging, taking the match 196 to 135.
The blue alliance needed a win to push it to 3, and they weren't going down without a fight. After making all balls in auto, they got started on their cycles. However, it was a similar story of red, and as the match progressed, the red alliance chemistry catalyzed, and they seemingly doubled the speed of their cycles from the first match. 60 seconds later, it was nearly a blowout, and a tech foul at the end sealed the 7 alliance's fate as the number 2 seed took the win, 263 to 125, and moved them into the semifinals.
The last of our quarterfinal matches saw the 3 seed of 13-18, 1983, and 29-07 take the field against the number 6 alliance of 492, 956, and 45-42. 13-18 scored 2 in auto with an elegant 2-ball auto, while on the other side, 492 added a ball into the low blue goal during auto to ensure they could start their cycles as soon as teleop started.
2907 was doing the inbounding work for the number 3 seed. They quickly gave the ball to Skunkworks, whose great intake allowed them to almost grab the ball directly out of 2907. That was awesome to watch. After tossing the truss to the human player, it was 13-18, finishing the cycles for red. Meanwhile, on blue, 45-42 was taking the inbound, and then quickly letting go as 956 came in to take the ball to the truss. After getting their 10 points, 492 would take the last leg of the relay into the low goal for the high percentage finish.
As the match progressed, it was the quality of the intakes that made the difference in both match 1 and match 2. Each match was very similar, with the Red Alliance moving into the semifinals after 2 straight wins of 186 to 149 and 137 to 113.
Semifinal 1 in Oregon featured the number 1 seed versus the number 5 seed. Both alliances had advanced with quality wins, and they were really learning how to play their best together. In match 1, the Red Alliance hit a nearly perfect auto, scoring 70 points, while Blue missed 2 and were down by 35 heading into teleop. Heavy defense was played throughout, getting overly physical at times. 1294 picked up a tech foul in the heat of the play, but the Red Alliance was able to execute well and overcome the foul, taking the first match 163 to 130.
Match 2 saw the Red Alliance score a perfect auto, while Blue was no slouch themselves, scoring 70. The close auto scores were a prelude to what we would see in teleop. The teams battled down to the wire in match 2, with Blue needing a win to stay alive. The score was 178 to 173 in favor of Red. However, the Blue Alliance human player tossed the ball into 38-12 with just 3 seconds left, and the shot sailed over the truss as time expired, giving Blue new life in the series and a 183 to 178 victory.
In the deciding third match, the common theme strikes again. A missed auto ball turns out making the difference. Blue missed 1 ball, and by the time it was cleared, the Red Alliance had already finished the cycle. Both alliances played pretty even after that, but with a final score of 144 to 92, the number 1 seed advanced to the finals.
Semifinal number 2 featured the 2 seed versus the 3 seed fighting it out for the second spot in the Pacific Northwest Finals. The Blue Alliance missed an auto ball, but they wouldn't let that define them in their semifinal performance. They fought hard and played some fantastic. They fought hard and played some fantastic defense to pull even as the match drew to a close.
With 11 seconds left in the match, the score was 147 to 132 in favor of the 2 seed. With 4 seconds left, it was 147 to 143 in favor of the 2 seed. 1983 for Blue wasn't going to let this comeback fall short. Skunkworks zip back to the human player. He loads the ball. 1983 lets it fly as time expires to take the win for Blue, 152 to 147. What a match!
It was. The second match in the series was also very close. The difference was 5 points coming out of auto, and we knew from the last match that it was going to be close. Something had to give. Unfortunately for the number 1 alliance, it was 488 who hit the alliance station wall with just over a minute left and never moved again. The lack of that assist followed in each cycle and slowly added up, and in the end, it was the number 3 seed who played smooth and took the win and their spot in the finals with a 186 to 141 victory.
The finals in Portland saw number 1 playing number 3, and both alliances arrived battle-tested and ready to play. Each alliance had proven it could win close matches and play calm, even when the pressure would make the other teams crumble.
Finals match 1 went to the Blue Alliance, 130 to 180, making finals match 2 a must-win for the number 1 seed. Both alliances knew what they were playing for, and all 6 balls scored an auto, and Red held the advantage 75 to 70. Both alliances played smart, and battle-tested strategies for each alliance proved their merit. Each was playing the game right, and yet, as always, it would come down to pure execution.
Foul flags flew late in the match as the Blue Alliance began to creep away. As the final buzzer went, it was unclear how the chips may fall. However, the score was revealed, and it was the number 3 alliance of 1318 IRS, 1983 Skunkworks, and 2907 Lion Robotics, who are crowned champions in the inaugural Pacific Northwest District Championship.
Congrats also to the District Region Chairman's Award winners of 1540, the Flaming Chickens, 1983, Skunkworks Robotics, their second double gold of the season,
Gold?
as well as 25-22.
Man, you got me intrigued by this last second deal here.
Semifinal 2-match
1.
Semifinal 2-match 1.
Oh, I'll watch it later. So, yes. So, all right. So here's what I was saying a little bit before, and this is why I'm going to say it now instead of before Michigan. So we've had two more districts added this year. I personally think that districts are a great avenue for more for the chance for more teams to kind of join that elite powerhouse level. Like, I think it's a good opportunity to really show that. But I also think it may take 2 or 3 years to get to that level with these new 2 districts, because a team needs to show that they can consistently win for that year, but then also for years to come. I mean, that's what makes 11-14, 20-56, 33, 254, all those teams. That's what makes them good, is because they win a lot every year. So do you think that I guess my question is, do you kind of share that? Do you share that opinion, or what are your thoughts on it?
No, I absolutely agree. And I think the reason is because that, like, I guess when all things are even, right, when everyone when everyone's playing regionals if a team like 2056 starts winning regionals, that's how they become a powerhouse, because they almost become a household name in FIRST Robotics, right? Everyone knows that 2056 hasn't lost a regional. But when you're constantly going up against 2056, and not directly, but maybe as far as like airtime goes, right? If 2056 and 1114 are playing that weekend, unfortunately, there's a chance that the regional in Pacific Northwest isn't going to get a lot of press that weekend, right? Because a lot of the attention is already 1114. But in a situation like this, where you have a separate week set aside for district championships, I think, and this past weekend being a great example, there are only 4. I think a lot of people tuned into all of them at least once throughout the course just to see what was going on. So I think that if a team can start putting together some district, how do they say it? Is it a regional win? Is it a district championship? Championship win. Yeah. But how is that different than any other district championship? Is it a regional district championship?
It's a district championship, not just a district win.
Okay, you're right. An overall district championship. You can string a couple of those together, and you kind of do it on your own weekend. That district championship weekend. I think that is a great way for teams to kind of elevate themselves and get their name out there. Because unfortunately, not take nothing away from these powerhouses, but a lot of these teams are powerhouses because everyone knows their number, everyone knows their name, right? And I think that you've kind of got to get that going.
My little trivia for you, before we actually have a real trivia question.
Is this a test?
For Vexpro Prize Pack. A team that is not currently in a district model, that has made their name for themselves over the past 2 or 3 years, who could do this if they weren't a district model. Like, this team would be the perfect example of a team that has become a powerhouse that is not currently a district model. It's kind of like what we're going with. Like, if they were in district model, they would be becoming this powerhouse team. They just happen to not be in a district. And go.
1986.
You got it.
Yes.
So I think that's a perfect example of my vision of what can really happen in these districts is that a team like 1986, who isn't in a district, but it has been going out and winning many times and doing very well the past 2 or 3 years, is now becoming a team that a lot more and more people begin to know and recognize and are putting in that category. So I think it's a great opportunity, and I think teams, can maybe strive for that and, strive to do that. So anyway, we're going to do a little, since we didn't have any voters this week, because we didn't have a vote or whatever. The trivia question that we're going to ask, and you can email us your answer, and you get one email.
You have to email us, right? There's no other way to do it.
Email is the only way. So if you put it in the chat, it's not going to work. You have to email us at Mike and Justin. I'll put it up. The question, nope, wrong one. The question is.
Wait, hang on. Before you read the question. Is it the first person to send us?
Yes.
The first person to get the correct answer via email.
Via email. And you only get one bit. And what is that word I'm looking for?
You only get one attempt?
Submission. Yes, attempt or whatever.
So should we give people, should we do this after Michigan then? So give people time to open their email, type it in, get ready, and then ask it?
Sure, we could do that.
All right.
But I don't know how much time we're going to. Do you think they'll answer quickly enough that after Michigan when we're done?
If we give them time to prep. Yeah.
All right, so
let's do it that way.
Here you go. So we have a trivia question for you. So get ready. You can open up your email, put it in the subject line, whatever.
Trivia,
sure. And there's our email address. We'll leave that up for a second.
And then after we get through talking about Michigan, we will
ask.
We will give the question and wait for our winner. It's very exciting. We'll be able to watch it happen live.
Yeah, we will.
Interesting.
I'm gonna turn that up.
Interesting.
It's become a battle of who has the fastest internet.
Not my house.
All right.
But we're at your house.
Ready for Michigan to round out our district season?
Look who just commented. Pat Flynn. He just said no one is getting this, and he's the one that has created this.
Uh-oh.
So I don't think it's gonna. It sounds like it's not going to be an obvious answer.
I don't know the question, so I'll be interested as well.
I know the question, but I don't know the answer. The question's right here.
I don't understand the question. Sorry for that.
All right. We're good.
I like that we can just turn ourselves off
Yes,
and have private dialogue.
You like that? It's been all one big tease. Oh, there's the answer.
Oh, cool. That is interesting. The guys.
The guys.
All right.
Here we
First in
go.
Michigan. Here we go.
We should have put up a screen, a troll screen. That's what we should have done.
Yeah, right.
All right, so here we go. First in Michigan. And what is... we're going to get an email because somebody's going to be really good at lip reading. We're going to see it.
I'll be impressed.
Bling. So, and when it almost become the Week 7 staple event in First, and possibly all of Michigan, the studio lights and cameras from DPTV descended in the Convocation Center at Eastern Michigan University to watch 64 teams battle it out and fight to earn their spot at the World Championships in St. Louis. The qualification matches were on par with what some of us may expect out of the eliminations at the championship level. Michigan never fails to put on one of the all-around best events in First. Not only did have public TV covering the whole event there were also guest MCs with experience from all over the real sports world. And to quote Karthik, quote, "I don't care if they just introduced the clock by accident. That was phenomenal."
I missed that whole thing. I'll have to look more about that later.
Yeah.
But as Mike said, in Michigan it isn't even all about the competition on the field. There isn't a community that doesn't, or there isn't another community that does such a good job supporting the program. We could simply see that in the looking at the Martians robot and seeing the governor's signature on their bot, that we're all here for the on-field competition. So let's dive into that.
Oh boy, I'm lost. After a trend-setting 12 qualification matches, no team went undefeated and no team only had one loss. Finishing atop the field with a 10-2 record with almost 1,000 assist points, 990, it was Team 1718, who was featured in the top 25 several times this year. They used their ability as the number 1 seed to pick 67 and rounded out the alliance with 74. That alliance had 3 district wins to its name. 23-37, the second-ranked team picked up the next obvious choice in the 6th seed at 469 and hoped to leverage their experience in going deep into the field on Saturday afternoon at MSC. They rounded out the alliance with 28-34.
More astounding was the team in the third slot going to alliance selections, and that was Team 27, Team Rush. They were into their fair struggles in the season, never bring home a championship banner in a district event, but if there's time to write the course and get rolling on all cylinders, it's at the Michigan State Championship. 27 looked at who was left of the field, and there was plenty of top-rated teams left and district banners left on the field. They made the logical choice, Team 33, 2-time district champs.
Each of the other ranked teams worked hard to put together an alliance with a better team dynamic that will allow them to upset one of the higher seeds. In a state as tough as Michigan, it was no surprise to see that great teams were left. Great teams were left in the second pass through picks. The third alliance was able to pick up a team with 1 district win and 2 district finalists, while the number 1 seed was able to pick up a team with 3 semifinalist appearances. That's not something that can be expected anywhere but MSC.
Rolling into elims, Dave made the switch to TV to color commentate, and Zach Orr took over the role as MC. Not only did the MC make a change for elims, but so did the field. Quarterfinal 1-2 saw 2 replays and an astounding 5 matches. Not only did no one want to see any more field faults, but the number 1 seed never wants to play more matches than needed, especially when they're coming out of an already bruising district season.
After the field was finally able to get it together, everyone was expecting that the number 1 seed would be out of the woods, but that was not the case. The first quals was pushed to 3 matches, and the 8th seed gave everyone quite the scare that we would be seeing an early exit of 67 and 17-18. But the 1 seed was able to get it together for the second 2 matches and won both of them.
In another common trend at district championships, the 4 versus 5 matchup was pushed to 3 matches. But this time the 5 came out on top, with the losing score in all 3 matches being between 171 and 177. All the other quarterfinals saw a much smoother path for the higher seed, with both series only going to 2 matches and the 2 and 3 seeds coming out on top.
The semifinalists at MSC, is it possible that Einstein won't even have a caliber of teams this good? It might be possible. The first set saw already stressed alliance of 17-18, 67, and 74 against the much fresher 5 seed of 107, 21-37, and 30-98. The 5 seed managed to push his competition to 3 matches by playing some crazy defense. I'm confident that the number 1 seed was getting tired at this point, having played 7 elimination matches, and that they had one more semifinal to go. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lucky they were able to pull it all together and put together a strong performance and win that decisive third match.
The defense in these matches were brutal. I remember seeing 67 being spun around the field just trying to pick up one ball. Can't imagine trying to do that on a robot that's already played 70 matches on the season.
Crazy. The second set of semifinals saw a much closer spread of scores, but through 2 matches, it was always the number 3 seed that was able to come out on top. The dynamic of that third alliance allowed them to play some of the most fluid matches seen this weekend. It seemed like every cycle there was a different robot taking the inbound or shooting the truss, but in most cases, 27 would trust the 33's human player, and 33 would close it out. But if there was ever any defense making this difficult, there would be a quick change in the driver's station, and everyone seemed to be on the same page. That's what happens when coaches like 33 and 27 behind the glass.
The finals of the Michigan State Championship, the 2 or 3 matches that it seems everyone is most looking forward to all year before IRI. With the history of the teams in the Michigan State Championship, it was astounding to think that there are only 2 previous state champions on the field in this year's edition of the finals. Auto balls were never a question in these finals, with both alliances making all their shots and only leaving a possible 5 points on the board from a missed hot goal. After 2 clean matches, it was a 3 seed on top as the Michigan State champs. Congratulations to 33 that was also able to back up their performance on the field with a Chairman's Award, the first time that the team has won a Michigan State Championship and a Michigan State Championship Chairman's Award in the same season.
That's awesome.
68 and 503. Clark Force were also Chairman's Award winners.
All right, so...
Oh, and 27 as well. Sorry. 27.
Yes. So some other thoughts about First of Michigan. Just got to see another, like we kind of mentioned there, we got to see another little preview of what eliminations will be like a championship. Just so many great teams there at Michigan. And each and every finals match was just crazy and exciting and awesome and just wild.
Oh, I'm sorry. 27 did not win the Chairman's Award. They won an Engineering Inspiration Award.
Oh, okay.
At the Michigan State Championship. That's my bad. So does that mean they can't win Chairman's at...
Well, they didn't win it districtly, right?
They won at districts.
But they did not win the state.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. We need to phone in our district consultant.
Yeah, I think they need to win the states to have a shot at Worlds.
Yeah. We'll just wait for them to catch up because they're a little bit behind.
Because they won it. So
does winning it?
All district Chairman's Award teams. I'm confused by that.
Yeah.
Oh, they won it at a regional. That's why. Okay. That makes sense.
Northern Lights right there.
It's a regional.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we good. But how a team is so decided for Hall of Fame. Anyway. Okay, so back to Michigan. So yeah, it's really cool to see that high caliber of matches, and it just kind of a little preview of what we're going to see at championship. Also, the third year of doing DPTV?
Third year of what?
The DPTV, the Detroit.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's awesome. Like I had it up on game day for a little while, and then somebody posted about DPTV, so I switched over to that one. And it's just great. Like I love it. It's just with the interviews they do with the coaches and in drive teams and in the pits, and then just having Dave Verbrugge there, his knowledge of games and strategy and just everything and robots and teams, it's just awesome to have it there.
It's what every regional event should be.
It's really cool.
And it's especially how the World Championship should be.
So let's do this.
Wait for the trivia question?
Yes, let's do that so we can do our final thoughts, and then that way we're not waiting here awkwardly while people answer that. So the trivia question is, you need to give us, in case you missed it or you just tuned in, or email Slope. I'm going to take that down. So write an email to us. The first person that tells us the number of this team. This team has won 6 district wins, but only has 2 district finalist awards. They've been a winner at district 6 times, but they've only been a finalist at districts twice.
And that's in their history.
So, just by reasonable thinking, you can probably count out teams that have participated in MAR or I'm sorry, not MAR. MAR is eligible. Pacific Northwest New England, since they're new districts. So this team has 6 district wins, but only 2 district finalists. And go. We have one answer, and it is wrong.
Two answers, also wrong.
And they were happen to be the same one. 3 answers, and that one's wrong.
4 answers?
They're all the same one. Everybody's guessing the wrong one.
Are we confident that there's not 2 answers?
It's possible. Maybe we should check. Are you checking? There you go. You're gonna have to go back in the
In their whole history? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Pat, are you sure this team that everybody is guessing is
Yeah, it's interesting to me that so many people are. What is that? That was bizarre.
I think you can, like, when you just listen to music, you can do that. So, here we go. I said we only could guess once, but
How many
yeah,
people are
just once for
participating?
now. Just once for now, because then people could just guess every team. And I
I'm just
don't
going to
wanna-
spam it.
Are you checking or no?
Mm-hmm.
Is it easier to look on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Because I can just control F it.
So we will be doing a a championship preview show soon.
TBD.
TBD. Depends on when divisions come out. Excuse me. I should say that division preview show or whatever, or championship preview show. If you're interested in being a part of that, if you'd like to be a call-in guest or whatever, shoot us an email about about your interest and that you would like to do it. We'd love to have you on the show. It'd be great. The question is what team has won a district event 6 times, but it has only been a finalist twice?
So a better question would be, or a better way to word it would be, this team has gone to the finals 8 times. They've won 6. They've
There you
lost 2. What team is it?
That's good of doing it too.
There has to be 1,000 teams that.
I downloaded this clip. I mean, if we're looking to, while people still guess, we could show it. But this team has been to the district finals 8 times and have won it 6 times, losing twice. What team is it? You're not barred from calling in. We'll call you in anytime.
No,
Libby.
she's barred.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right. Yeah. Should we? I think at some point we should start giving out hints.
It's a Michigan team.
Okay, it's a Michigan team. Everybody was guessing Michigan anyway. So.
I know. That was what was so strange.
All right, so I'm going to show this clip just to kill some time. Here you go.
So I've got ice cream all over my face because there were no napkins there.
Whoever is responsible for stocking that concession stand cost me a relationship.
They never have napkins there.
Let's get the check. Is this the considered signing? Do you do this when you ask for the check? Really? I know a sign. That's my first sign.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and guess again if you want.
That couple is breaking up.
They're breaking up? How do you know?
District
She
wins,
reads
not championship wins. District wins.
What are they saying now?
Yes, you may guess again.
Not here. It's me.
Oh my God. I just had a great idea. She could come to the party tomorrow and read Gwen's lips for me.
What?
We bring her to the party, and she tells me what Gwen is saying about me.
She's not a novelty act, George, that you hire out for weddings and bar mitzvahs.
Look, it's a skill, just like juggling. She probably enjoys showing it off.
I don't know, George. I'm not sure.
All right, so that clip was inspired by your attempt at lip reading earlier. But we have a winner.
We do?
We do.
Oh, I see it. Nah.
The correct answer. Go ahead.
And the winner of a Vex Pro Prize Pack.
Goes to Michael Ray for his answer of Team 2337.
The Engine Nerds.
The Engine Nerds. So thank you to Pat for finding a trivia question for us. And congratulations to Michael Ray for your answer. And I will email you back in just a few minutes of how you can. Or if you're listening still, Michael, to save that email transaction, you can just send us your address and your T-shirt size, and we will get that out to you. We'll pass your information on to Vex Pro, and they will get that out to you.
The team list for championship is loading very, very slowly. Somebody go to
Do
our
you
division.
think?
Somebody load. Somebody go to ourdivisions.com.
No.
Darn it. Refresh it. Look, the team list won't load.
Who was it? Somebody said they have until tonight to do whatever or to register, right? So they weren't expecting it to be out until tomorrow anyway.
But maybe, like, it's closed, right? Like, First HQ is closed. They're done for the day. Yeah, Dylan's got it. F5.
Function F5. That's for me.
No.
Or, so, speaking of 2337, you can sign up for a text. That way you don't have to keep hitting F5. You can sign up for a text through
Megaphone, right?
Megaphone. But it's through something else, I think. It's called like divisions. Is it divisions.megaphone.com?
Something like that. I'm already signed up.
Me too. That way, it's just going to text me when it happens. We just tweeted about it. So let me find it now. Oh, no. That's not it. Divisions.frcmega.com. Yeah, FRC Mega. Divisions.frcmega.com. So, I guess that's it for us. We will be back soon. So just, we'll send out an email blast and be on Chief Delphi and all that good stuff. But we'll be doing a championship preview so soon. If you'd like to be a part of that, please email us. We would love to have you on the show. We're looking for 4 people to take like a division of their own, research it, come up with some facts, and share that with everybody.
It's been fun. We've had some great guests on the come on in the past. They've done a great job, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Oh, sure. And then I feel like there was something else. Oh, also be tuned. We might do like maybe a hangout at championship.
Yeah.
Still
details.
kind of working through that.
Coming.
Yeah, all that stuff. We'll probably have more details at our championship preview show. So, everything else to add?
Nope. We got to make some changes to that T-shirt.
Yes, we will do that, and we will post that as well.
Look for that soon. But aside from that, thanks for tuning in tonight, and we look forward to seeing you guys at some point in the near future.
Absolutely.
Whenever divisions are released and we have some time to set up our show and get all that ready.
Definitely. Stay tuned if you guys want to hang out in the chat. You can. It'll end just for a few minutes, but we'll be back, or the chat will be back right after that. So,
Stephen Dunno, he said Midsummer do a show. We already have the greatest show name for that. Remember what it's called?
I forget. What was it?
A Midsummer Night's Stream.
Something like that.
I love a good Shakespeare joke.
We should do it on the back porch, grilling some hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yeah, right.
Or from the boat. That'd be fun.
Yeah, right.
Fishing. Little fishing adventure. All right. So thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you again soon. Not sure when, but we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.